Today was Luke Weston's little get-together with his friends, and of course I ended up late. Something last minute popped up that I rushed to the private room and pushed the door open. For a second, the whole vibe inside froze. Ignoring it, I slid into the seat next to Luke like nothing happened. His friends started trading looks, their smirks loud enough to hear. Then one of them piped up in Italian, "Hey, how about a toast for Luke and his engagement to the Junkin heiress?" My fingers tightened around my fork until they ached. Luke just smiled. "What's there to toast? Save it for the wedding." The same guy didn't miss a beat. "So when's the big day?" Luke glanced at me, throwing one of his fake "don't worry" smiles before answering in Italian. "About a month, I think. Can't remember the exact date." Everyone turned to me. Someone else cut in. "And Elena? Are you guys breaking up?" Luke's tone was indifferent. "It's just a convenience thing. Elena's the one I love. Marriage doesn't change that. We'll do our own thing." He swirled his wine glass, the deep red catching the light. That color. It reminded me of the invitation I found at home yesterday. I could still feel that rush of excitement when I saw it. That elegant design, the thick cardstock. For a split second I thought it was finally happening, he was going to propose. But then I opened it. The groom's name was Luke. The bride? Nora Junkin. The room exploded with teasing laughter. "Wow, Luke, a real romantic," one of his friends said with a grin. "By the way, are we sure Elena doesn't understand Italian?" Someone else immediately jumped in, laughing harder. "Come on, what kind of background does Elena even have? No way she had the chance to learn Italian." I bit the inside of my cheek, holding on to my carefully crafted ignorance. They had no clue. I wasn't some small-town girl out of her depth. I was the heiress of Crestwynd, the capital city. When we first started dating, I played the part of someone ordinary. I wanted to stand on my own after college, not just be the sheltered daughter of a powerful family. Luke's family was a big deal in Sivera, and for months I tested his feelings, waiting to see if he loved me for real. He passed every test, or at least I thought he had. I believed I'd found the person I'd spend my life with, that I'd even been gearing up to tell him the truth, to take him home and let him see the life I'd hidden from him. But now all I could think about was that stupid invitation. He'd been whispering sweet things to me while agreeing to marry someone else for power and status. And now, here he was casually hanging out with his friends, planning that future right in front of me. It made me sick to tea that moment. I knew there was no point in coming clean. He didn't deserve to know who I really was. Luke's family was a mess anyway. Power struggles everywhere. His dad wasn't even the firstborn, and they were all clawing at each other for a piece of Weston Group's inheritance. When his grandfather got sick last month, Luke probably saw marrying Nora Junkin, with her family's stakes in the company, as his best move. I closed my eyes, shutting out the noise around me. It was over. He could have his inheritance drama while I returned to claim what was rightfully mine. Everyone would get their bright future, just not together. After a few more rounds of drinks, the conversation started winding down. People were getting up, calling it a night. I stood too, ready to leave with Luke and end this nightmare once and for all. He slipped an arm around my waist like nothing had changed. "Elena, how about we?" His phone buzzed loudly, cutting him off mid-sentence. Luke glanced at his phone, his expression flickering for just a second. Then he turned it off, shooting me one of those fake apologetic smiles. "Elena, there's something urgent at work. I'll send someone to take you home." "Okay." Before I could even respond, he was gone. Just like that, hurrying out the door. A minute later, my phone buzzed in my bag. It was a message from Nora. With just one word from me, Luke comes running. "Tomorrow we're trying on wedding outfits together. Tell me, after we're married, how long do you think you can cling to his side?" Her words hit like a slap, leaving my cheeks burning. But it wasn't just her petty taunt that got to me. It was the realization that the man I'd once trusted with my entire heart had been behind all of this. The day I found that invitation, a stranger had added me on social media. Turned out it was Nora, and she wasn't even trying to be subtle. Her profile was a highlight reel of her and Luke. Cozy photos, flirty captions, and enough wedding planning updates to make anyone sick. Over the past few days, she bombarded me with updates about their life. Pictures from family dinners, snapshots of tasting wedding cakes, the moment he slid a diamond ring on her finger. Each post chipped away at what little love I had left for him, and last night? He didn't even bother coming home. The next morning, the emptiness of the room felt louder than ever. I stared at the ceiling for a moment before deciding I was done wasting time on him. By the time I reached the office, I'd made up my mind. I wasn't just quitting. I was reclaiming my life. Wow, quitting out of nowhere. Don't tell me, you're going to inherit the family empire or something. One of my coworkers teased with a laugh. I smiled faintly. Actually, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. The room burst into laughter, but I didn't bother explaining that I packed my things, tucked the box under my arm and walked out. When I got home, Luke was already there. His gaze landed on the box in my arms, his brows pulling together. What's that? Why are you carrying it yourself? I resigned, I said. His expression shifted, uneasy. Resigned? But you loved that job. Why quit all of a sudden? I paused. Because I have something else I want to do. He didn't press further. If it's too much, you don't have to work. I hate seeing you so exhausted from those long hours. Elena, you know you can do whatever you want. If staying home gets boring, I can open a flower shop or a cafe for you. I turned to face him. Luke, I'm not someone's accessory. He froze. You're not. Elena, come on, that's not what I meant. I didn't have the energy for a fight, so I changed the subject. Why are you home so early today? Didn't you say you had something urgent yesterday? Work's been crazy lately, and I haven't had enough time with you, he said with a smile. After last night, I came straight back. I missed you. Grabbing my hand, he guided me to the couch. There's an auction tonight. Friend says it'll be fun. Let's see if there's anything you like. I'll bid on it as an apology for neglecting you. Deal. I wasn't in the mood, but Luke wasn't taking no for an answer. Eventually, I gave in. At the entrance to the auction, just as we were about to walk in, a woman stepped out of a sleek car, practically glowing in her designer Chanel outfit and flawless makeup. She strolled up to us, all smiles. Luke. Luke's expression tightened for a second. You're here too. He shifted uncomfortably, then cleared his throat. Elena, this is Nora Junkin, the daughter of my family's longtime friends. Then, with a noticeable pause, he turned to her. Nora, this is my girlfriend, Elena Seinfeld. The word girlfriend hung in the air like a challenge. Nora's perfect smile faltered for a split second. Nora forced a polite grin and extended her hand toward me. Miss Seinfeld, nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you, she added, giving me a quick up and down. And wow, seeing you now, you definitely live up to your reputation. Before I could respond, Luke's group of obnoxious friends strolled over, smirking like they were in on some private joke. Luke's jaw tightened as the realization hit. They'd invited Nora on purpose. His anger flared, but he tamped it down, shooting me a strained smile. Things were shaky enough between us without his friends stirring the pot, that he couldn't afford to let them make it worse. So he maintained his composure. Nora's seat? Oh, it just happened to be right next to Luke, across from me. In person, she was nothing like the sharp-tongued messages she'd sent. She came off as warm, polished, and almost too charming. When Luke brought up bidding on a porcelain piece for an elder, she slid into the conversation effortlessly, dropping porcelain trivia like an expert. Luke leaned in, clearly impressed, as if she'd cast some spell over him. Meanwhile, I sat there quietly, the icy blast from a nearby vent making me shiver. Luke finally noticed. Without a word, he shrugged off his jacket and draped it over my shoulders. You cold? His voice was softer now. I know porcelain isn't your thing. Check out the catalog. Pick something you like, and I'll bid on it for you, okay? From the row behind us came a round of low snickers. What could Elena possibly want? Jewelry, probably. The cheap stuff. Does she even know how to bid? Bet she doesn't even know how to raise the paddle. Their voices weren't loud, but they carried just enough for everyone nearby to catch the digs. I didn't feel angry, just amused. When I glanced at Luke, he was doing his best impression of someone totally oblivious, fully engrossed in his chat with Nora. Meanwhile, her gaze slid right past him, landing on me with a smirk that screamed, game on. Yeah, I was done. These people were too shallow for my time. I mumbled a casual excuse, stood up, and left. I had barely stepped into the garden when Nora's voice rang out behind me. Miss Seinfeld, I thought I made myself clear. How can you still shamelessly cling to Luke? Gone was her fake warmth, replaced by a sharp, venomous edge. She stalked closer, the click of her heels echoing as she got right up in my space. Take a good look at yourself, your dead father, your sick mother. Do you really think someone like you is worthy of Luke? I turned to face her with a calm smile. Oh, I said lightly. If Luke thinks I'm so unworthy, why did he introduce me as his girlfriend earlier? Don't you agree? Nora's face went pale at my words. She forced a laugh, brittle and thin. So what? I'm an heiress. I'm his equal. We're the perfect match. I studied her, bitter amusement bubbling up. The backstory I'd created to hide my real identity was something only Luke knew. So how did Nora get her hands on it? If I weren't the heiress of Crestwynd, if my fake background were true, then had the man who claimed to love me handed someone else the sharpest weapon to cut me down? You're right, I said evenly. I'm not worthy of him. You two are a perfect match. I turned on my heel. I'll give him to you. No need to thank me. And with that, I walked off. I hadn't gotten far when my phone buzzed in my pocket. Mom. Elena, when are you coming home? She asked. Let me know so I can send the family jet to pick you up. Your grandmother's been preparing so many gifts for you. Oh, and your aunt had your cousin order that special car for you. The one with only 3 in the world. Come see if you like it. I sighed. Mom, I'm coming home to take over the family business, not blow money left and right. What's the point of piling on so much stuff? Before she could reply, a voice from behind me cut through the conversation. Take over the family business? What family business?